Genesis is going to do it. They're going to beat just about every other luxury automaker to electrification. This comes as a big surprise to me. We got some huge news to talk about today about Genesis and their future. It's really exciting. Well, Genesis is one of the more exciting luxury brands right now. Coming kind of out of nowhere, taking the luxury market by storm, making really good looking products, great performing products, some of the best interiors in the game. Well, Genesis wants to take it to the next level. And here we are at the Genesis media page. Genesis presents vision for sustainable future. We'll break down this image here. 8 new vehicles by 2030. We'll break it down, talk about what's in there. But let's go over the highlights. There's a lot of fluff in here. They had about a 15-minute video or so that I'll have playing for B-roll. There wasn't that much in it. It was very artistic. It was pretty cool, but there wasn't that much information in there. But let's go over the highlights here. Genesis unveils blueprints for electrification of its entire vehicle lineup to usher in sustainable future. Under the dual electrification technology, all new vehicles will be purely electric starting from 2025 with fuel cell EVs and battery EVs. And in the video, of course, they showed a lot of the GV60. And I was wondering, right? They didn't call it like the GV60E or the GE60 because they knew that everything is going to be electrified really, really soon. They also showed the Genesis X concept extensively in this, I guess, introductory video to their future. And that's really, really exciting. We'll just scroll down. Now, the Genesis X would be their first coupe since we saw the Genesis Coupe. Remember when Genesis was a model and not a car company? Well, yeah, that's the last time we've seen a coupe from them. So if we get something that looks like this X concept, which I think we are going to see it, by the way, it's going to be quite incredible. It's a good looking, has good angles. Yeah, it has extensive use of these parallel or the dual lines. But getting back to the media page, Genesis plans to become 100% zero emission vehicle brand by 2030 and aims to become carbon neutral by 2035. Now, Genesis aims to build an EV lineup consisting of 8 models and expects global sales to reach 400,000 units per year. Now, when we look at the United States sales for Genesis per year, I mean, it's all over the place. But now that they have SUVs, it's probably going to be around, I don't know, 50,000 units per year here in the United States. But they want to have 400,000 units globally. Now, of course, they have a big footprint in Korea, but they're also now in China and Europe. They got a multi-pronged approach here. But since their sales volume is still pretty low, all things considering, it should allow them to go electric a little bit faster, in my opinion, compared to someone like Mercedes or Lexus or BMW who have just so many sales globally that the transition is going to take a while. But when you're a new brand and you're still growing, you can take bigger risks like going full electric by 2025. Guys, that's right around the corner. So here's some new technologies or new designs that we're likely to see. So stage doors, which open the front and rear doors in the opposite direction without a B-pillar. I think we saw this on the Volvo electrified concept. If Volvo is showing it and now we have Genesis showing it, I think we're going to have vehicles without B-pillars. I find it hard to believe though, but I'm getting maybe some false hope here. You have rotating swivel seats, which we've seen in minivans and things like that before. Mood lighting creates a sense of comfort. Well, we already have stuff like that, right? The ambient lights, but it's going to, of course, be to the next level. Now, there's a whole new heating system, which is inspired by the Korean Ondol heating. Now, they showed a picture of it, and it looked like there's multiple heating coils around the car. It's not necessarily blowing heat through the vents from the looks of it. It looks like it's going to be heating the surfaces around the vehicle. That's pretty crazy. All right, now we're going to talk about the image of the 8 new models that they're coming out with. Like who shows an entire lineup of the future? Like only the Koreans would do something like this. So let's start on the left-hand side, which is going to be their cars and sedans. So I think this model right here is like the X concept. That's what it looks like to me, the 2-door coupe. So that's model number 1. Again, who knows when we'll see it by. We'll have 8 new models by 2030. So this lineup should be close-ish to what we'll see by 2030. I only see mirrors or digital mirrors on this X concept. The rest of them don't even look to have side mirrors. So that's interesting. Very pre-production sort of images we're looking at. The next vehicle looks like to be maybe a 4-door city car, maybe something like the Lexus IS size. Here's what could potentially replace the G80 and the G90. This looks like a wagon. So I know you guys would not be disappointed with a Genesis wagon. Now, I don't really like the silhouettes of these vehicles. I think they look a little weird, but again, really, really far away from production in theory to seeing these vehicles. But I want to see a wagon. I just don't know how I feel about it. And notice the dual lines. That's a big part of Genesis styling now, but also in the future. And notice how all of them have the lights that not only start in the front, but they wrap around the side. So every single one of these vehicles has the continuing lights from the front to the side. So that is their trademark going forward, more so than even their grills, kind of like their curved Superman logo sort of grill. Looking at the crossovers, I mean, you would assume that this would be the GV60, right? This vehicle right here, this is the smallest one that we currently see or that we're currently aware of in the Genesis lineup. So I'm assuming this is a GV60, but it's possible they could also have a GV50. And this could be either a future GV60 or a future GV70, and then GV80, and then maybe a GV90. So there you have it. We have 8 new models coming for Genesis. I mean, that is a huge departure of what we have now. We have the G90, the G80, the G70. That used to be it, right? Now we have the GV80, the GV90, the GV60. So we've already had a doubling within about a year and a half. We're going to have a doubling of the product size, or the product capacity for Genesis. And now we're going to get 2 more models. So 8 models total. That is a ton. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of volume each of these models sell for. I don't think they need to have 8 models, but if they're like, okay, well, one of these models is a fuel cell car and it's developed around fuel cell and it's not based on the EGMB platform, that makes a lot of sense to me. So it could be that maybe one of these cars and one of these crossovers is hydrogen, but time will tell. And of course, this lineup could definitely change by 2030. But they said 8 new vehicles by 2030, and I cannot wait to bring it to you guys. So make sure you're subscribed, and if you're excited for Genesis, smash that like button. I appreciate that for the channel. Whew. Genesis going full electric by 2025, whether it's fuel cell or battery electric. Exciting times we're living in, guys. The car industry. Things are changing quickly. Brands are in a do or die situation, not only with technology, but to stay relevant. It's just really, really cool. It's fun to see. And man, it keeps changing. Genesis definitely forcing that change a little bit. But I'll end it there, guys. I'll see you in the comments with this major announcement. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.